Do you want to? Should
Yeah.
we review Mahomes Mountain? Kind of look over it, or
Yeah, you have like a list of it. I was trying to find
yeah, I have it
I
right
was trying
here.
to
Do you
find
see
just like
that?
yeah, there you go. Perfect.
I won't. We
Gosh.
won't. For the sake of time, we won't play his
Yeah.
explanation of it. But so just for the record, if like he's Nick Wright's from Kansas City, so his
Yeah.
team is Kansas
So,
City. They happen to be the best team in football the last, you know, I don't know. It's
yeah.
fair to we're looking at what a 6 year stretch here where Kansas City has over that period been the better team more times than not. Um, so he has the Mahomes Mountain with Mahomes being the best QB. Just to like highlight some things, he is really big on Caleb. He thought the Chicago Bears and Caleb would be in the Super Bowl this year. He's also really big on Trevor Lawrence. He thought he was the next Patrick Mahomes back when he was drafted. And
Yeah.
he's big on Dak. He's a fairly big defender of Dak.
Oh, is he?
So
I did not know that.
I mean, nobody on the show is that huge on the Cowboys. Like they're all pretty
Yeah.
um what's what critical of the Cowboys. But
Yeah.
he's on the show, he's a bigger defender of Dak than the other three. Like he doesn't think Dak is that great. But
Sure.
um he's also very extremely critical of Rodgers, which we share some affinity with, and
Yeah.
he's been very critical of Darnold. So
Yeah.
some things that stood out to me about this. Oh, he's also a big fan of Burrow, and I'll talk about that a little
Yeah.
bit here. But um, what stood so red means that he bumped them up to the next row. Down means he bumped them down from the row above. Blue means they stay the same. There's no order. It's not like Love is better than May. He
Red
just
means
has
he
them on a
bumped them
level.
down, right?
Yeah, yeah. Red means he
Yeah.
bumped them down. Green means he bumped them up.
Yeah.
So it stood out to me that he brings Caleb, Dak, and Lawrence all down, guys he likes, bumps Rodgers, who he very much does not like, and Darnold, who he thinks is going to turn into a pumpkin. Actually, like we're not going to play his explanation, but he actually had some decent words about Darnold. So that was kind of nice.
That's cool.
But yeah, what what's kind of your take as you look at these? There are two QBs. I'm trying to think right offhand who are off the mountain. That's why they're off.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Derek Carr and Flacco. He took them off the
No.
mountain.
Yeah, this feels probably I haven't watched every single one of the Mahomes Mountains, and one of the reasons I don't is because it always feels just kind of arbitrary, and I don't necessarily think he's always knows what he's talking about. But um, this feels like the most accurate. I don't know what his title. He always has like titles for each level, like you know this group of people is whatever. Um,
That's the that's the that's Nick's picks.
oh, is that he doesn't
Like
have
for the
titles?
teams. I don't recall
Okay.
seeing title. He didn't with
Yeah,
this
I might
one,
be
but
thinking
yeah,
of
I don't
something
recall
else.
seeing.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
because he's like a quarterback away is always what Vikings were with Cousins. Um,
Yeah.
this I don't know that I really have any complaints about this. Like, I think Mahomes. I mean, I think he does have a bias towards Mahomes. But Mahomes is also undefeated, and so if Mahomes starts losing, then I think his record and his stats should objectively move him down. But right now he's winning. And he's the two-time Super Bowl champion, Super Bowl MVP. Like I just don't know that you can punish someone for not playing well if they're doing the thing that you set out to do. Um, but Allen and Lamar both seem like if Mahomes isn't the best quarterback, then it feels like it's one of those two. So it makes sense to have them on level with each other. Stafford has shown himself, especially with his wide receivers back, shown himself that he's brilliant, that he's still got it. Jaden has shown that even though he's a rookie, he's playing like a pro, like a veteran. Burrow, I think, has always been that way, but his team is mildly dysfunctional, and for some reason they always get a slow start. And then like Goff, Goff should maybe be up on at least the third level. Goff is playing very well. Um, Herbert, Hurts, and Stroud all seem like three guys who will probably one day win a Super Bowl. It makes sense that Stroud got knocked down just because his team's not playing very well right now. And then Darnold, Baker, Kyler, Cousins, Purdy all kind of feel like the same quarterback. It would maybe exception to Baker, and I think Purdy, if they start winning, could really stand out. And then I don't know. I don't know that I need to go over the last two levels, but it feels very fair to me.
Sorry, are you still there?
You're limited to a pyramid.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's gotta be like even. You can't have like
there has to be one at the top.
Yeah.
I like this concept as opposed to a ranking where you have like 1, 2, 3, 4. I like the fact that you can put 3 or 4 on the same level.
Yeah.
I agree. I think this is so. Maybe this isn't that much of a meaningful segment here in this show. It's meaningful to me.
Yeah.
Because we agree. Yeah. Like I frequently disagree with his Mahomes Mountains. I don't think they're very fair, a very objective take. I think Mahomes deserved. And if we're going, so actually, let me just pause and say there are two things that I think it behooves him to change by the very logic that he used for keeping Mahomes on top.
Oh.
So let me explain. Because Mahomes, through the first 3-4 weeks of this season, was not a top 10 QB.
Yeah.
Like, he was not playing that. But he kept them winning. He willed them to win. He has a history of winning. But when he talks about Burrow and why Burrow is so high, his excuse is quarterback wins don't matter. That doesn't mean anything. But Burrow's playing out the wazoo. Burrow's playing tremendously.
Yeah.
When he keeps Darnold low, he never once had Darnold in the top 3 layers, even though Darnold through the first 3 weeks was the MVP of the league. But his thing was, can you imagine Darnold ever winning a Super Bowl? No. And so that was his thing of holding it out. And so by that very purpose, if quarterback wins don't actually matter, then Mahomes certainly should have been down lower. And I think that Lamar probably deserves to be on top. I tend to think they do matter. I think ultimately, like we just got done saying, for Vikings fans, we go back to Detroit. Like nobody's going to remember how close that game was. Detroit won, so they're now the best team in the NFC. Same thing with the Monday night game, Chiefs against Tampa Bay. Nobody's going to remember that if Tampa Bay had won the coin flip, they very likely would have won the game. They played tit for tat the whole way to the end. So I do think wins actually do matter. I do think Mahomes deserves to be on top because he finds ways to help his team win, which is why I don't think Burrow deserves to be on the third level. I think Goff should be up there. He is helping his team win. Burrow should be down lower. I personally think Baker should be up there instead of Stroud, but I know Stroud already dropped down a level. But Baker played great. Baker played right with Mahomes, and I think he deserves a little bit more credit than what he's given here. I don't know who else. Like, if you're only dropping people down one level at a time, then maybe Stroud shouldn't go down. Maybe it should be Herbert down below or something. But otherwise, I definitely agree. I think it's a pretty fair review of the quarterbacks to this point.
Yeah. Be an interesting week.
Yeah. So we got games tomorrow night. Cincinnati against Ravens. That'll be a fun game again to watch. And we'll go from there. Looking forward to it. My wife and I are taking an anniversary getaway.
Nice.
Friday
Yeah, it's
night,
on Sunday.
Saturday, and then on Sunday. Our anniversary is on Sunday. So I don't know that I'll be watching that much football this weekend, but
As you
it'll be fun
shouldn't.
to see how things turn out.
Yeah.